राम 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 सर्वेभ्यः नमो नमः सुप्रभातम्। गुरुरेव गतिर्गुरुमेव भजे गुरुणैव सहास्मि नमो गुरवे न गुरोः परमं शिशुरस्मि गुरोः मतिरस्ति गुरौ मम पाहि गुरो। सर्वेभ्यः हार्दं स्वागतं व्याहरामि। अद्य वस्तुतः सुभाषितानि इति पाठस्य प्रवेशं कुर्मः। पूर्वमेव अस्माभिः सुभाषितानां कण्ठपाठः अपि च अभ्यासः कृतः। अधुना अस्मिन् वर्गे सुभाषितानाम् अर्थानि ज्ञातुं प्रयत्नं कुर्मः। प्रथममस्ति प्रथमवयसि पीतं तोयमल्पं स्मरन्तः शिरसि निहितभाराः नारिकेलानराणां ददति जलमनल्पास्वादमाजीवितान्तं न हि कृतमुपकारं साधवो विस्मरन्ति। इदानीं अस्य सुभाषितस्य अर्थावगमः सोपानक्रमेण यथा अस्माभिः पूर्वं प्रार्थनाश्लोकानां कृते कृतं तद्वत् पदच्छेदः प्रथमम्, अनन्तरम् अन्वयः, अन्वयक्रमेण पदपदार्थः, अनन्तरं भावार्थः, एवं सोपानमार्गेण एतेषां सुभाषितानाम् अर्थं ज्ञातुं प्रयत्नं कुर्मः। प्रथममस्ति प्रथमवयसि पीतं तोयम् अल्पम्, अत्र सन्धिः नास्ति, केवलं गुणिताक्षरं। स्मरन्तः शिरसि निहितभाराः, अत्र विसर्गलोपसन्धिः वर्तते, अतः शिरसि निहितभाराः नारिकेलाः, अत्रापि एवमेव नराणां ददति जलम् अनल्प आस्वादम्, एकमेव पदम् अनल्पास्वादम् इति आजीवितान्तम्, आजीवितान्तं न हि कृतम् उपकारम्, अत्रापि सन्धिः नास्ति, कृतम् उपकारं साधवः, अत्र उकारादेश विसर्गसन्धिः भवति, न हि कृतम् उपकारं साधवः विस्मरन्ति। एवम् अत्र पदच्छेदः दर्शितः। प्रायः my screen is visible to all, I hope, because I saw a message from one of the students that it is not visible. Maybe it is a connection issue. Bhagini, can you please check? Since this the interface has changed now. Earlier it used to be the Zoom meetings, now it is Zoom webinar. So you may have to um, swipe left or right to get the screen. Astu, dhanyawadaha for the person who confirmed that it is visible. Astu, agre saramaha. Idanim padachhedaha asmabhi kritaha. So I will probably ask a few questions. So I request the students to type in the answers so it will be easier. Anvaya krame, whenever we are trying to do the anvaya, we have to first identify what are all the kriya padas in this particular shloka or in this particular subhashita. Can you identify the kriya padas or the verbs that are there in this? You can start typing in. I'll also give a chance for you to also unmute, so you can also raise your hands. Accordingly, I can astu. Um, so Vismaranti is one kriya pada. Very good. Vismaranti is there. Then Dadati Vismaranti. So two kriya padas. Some of you have answered it. And then Smarantaha also someone has identified. We will just look into it. What are the right answers for this? But otherwise, dhanyawadaha for your attempt. Directly speaking, the kriya pada, when I say it is the tinganta, if it is a tinganta, then it is dadati is one kriya pada, that is straightforward there. And vismaranti is also another kriya pada, which is a tinganta. Now, when we see, there are also few other kridantas that are there in this subhashita. The first one is pitam. Next, you have smarantaha, and then we have kritam. So all these three are the kridantas that are there, which are also kriya dyotaka. It is also indicating some action. So let us now see the anvaya, and then we will try to understand how these words are coming. Anvayaha evam bhavati. So the first one is, if you see this subhashitam, there are two parts to it. One is the Kavi is trying to explain what is the nature of a Narikela Vriksha, and then thereby he's kind of generalizing that statement or that characteristic or the feature to all the people who are great. So this is the way of the expressing, giving one example, and then generalizing it to the bigger set. So that is what is seen in this Subhashita. Here, if you see, the Anvaya is in this form. Narikelaha प्रथमवयसि पीतम् अल्पं तोयं स्मरन्तः शिरसि निहितभाराः अनल्पास्वादं जलम् आजीवितान्तं ददति. That is the first statement. So if you see, the first three padas are the example that is being quoted, or Narikela Vrikshas are being quoted in the first three padas. And the last pada is where the Kavi is trying to generalize that statement and saying, Nahi kirtamupakaram sadhavo vismaranti. So hence there are two sentences because there are two kriya padas in this particular subhashita. The next sentence is sadhavaha kritamupakaram nahi vismaranti. So that is the anvaya for this subhashita. So how to do the anvaya here? If you just want to remember, the straightforward is, first is identify the kriya pada, which is dadati in this case. Then you can start asking the question. Dadati is bahuvachana. Dadati, here dadati is bahuvachana. So you can ask ke dadati, who will give. If you ask a question, then you will get to know the answer from this statement. Whichever word uh, is in prathama vibhakti, that will be the answer for this. So narikelaha dadati. That's a basic sentence. Then you ask again, narikelaha kim dadati. What will the narikela vrikshas give? Then you can say, narikelaha aswadam jalam dadati. So aswadam or analpaswadam jalam dadati. Kada dadati ajivitantam dadati. Katham कथं स्मृत्वा किं स्मृत्वा इत्यादि प्रश्नान् कुर्मः चेत् तदा प्रथमवयसि पीतम् अल्पं तोयं स्मरन्तः शिरसि निहितभाराः नारिकेलाः analpaswadam ajivitantam jalam darati. In this way, we can come up with the anvaya for this subhashita. Now let us see the anvayartha or padapadartha in the anvaya order. Narikelaha, narikela vrikshaha, prathama vayasi, balye vayasi, during its initial age or the initial days, pitam, swikritam, which it basically receives or drinks. Actually, pitam is kridanta, ta pratyanta, it is the bhutakala. Pitam jalam. So it is an adjective also to jala or toya. So Swalpam jalam alpam toyam smarantaha dhyayantaha, remembering. So, smarantaha is also kridanta shatra pratyaya. Smaran, smarantau, smarantaha, bahuvachana, and hence it is smarantaha. Shirasi, mastake, murthni, nihita bharaha, dhrita bharaha, bharam sarvada te dharanti iti. इत्युक्ते तत्र नारिकेलजलपूरितं तत्र नारिकेलाः वृक्षे भवन्ति सर्वदा इत्यर्थः. निहितभाराः अनल्पास्वादम्, अनल्पम्, अनल्पं नाम अधिकम् इत्यर्थः, अल्पं न इति. आस्वादम् इत्यनेन स्वादपूरितं मधुरम् इत्यर्थः. Very tasty, and maybe you can say unlimited, or analpam ityanena more, the quantity is also more. Jalam, vari, toyam, also another word you can use. Salilam is another word which you can use for jalam. Ajivitantam, ajivitantam nama lifelong. Jivana paryantam ityarthaha. Ajivitantam dadati yachhati. Then this is the first portion of the Subhashita. The next portion is being generalized. Sadhavaha, sajjanaha, great people. Kritam upakaram, kritam sahayam, or sahayam yat taihi svikritam tat na vismaranti sada smarantyeva. They will never forget about whatever help they would have received. They are ever grateful. That is the bhavartha for this Subhashita. Now let us see the bhavartham itself. Narikela vrikshaha, narikelaha prathama vayasi pitam alpam toyam sada smaranti. Te tebhyaha bahuswadam, tebhyaha इत्यनेन जनेभ्यः यः कोऽपि तत्र सहायं कृतवान् अथवा जलं सिञ्चति इत्यादि, तेभ्यः बहुस्वादं नारिकेलजलं शिरसि निहितभाराः धृतभाराः आजीवितान्तं ददति यच्छति यच्छन्ति. अतः एव उक्तं साधवः कृतम् उपकारं न विस्मरन्ति. So this is the overall meaning of this particular Subhashitam. The coconut trees remember the water given in less quantity during the initial years. They therefore provide with water which is tasty, not less in quantity. That is adhikam is the meaning there, and they give it for life. In this way, this is an example. In this way, good men do not forget the help received by them. So kritam upakaram sadhavo na vismaranti. They will be ever grateful. So that is the summary or the gist of this Subhashitam. Now let us quickly see some of the Vyakaranamshaha in this. Prathama Vayasi, Vayas Shabdaha, Prathamam cha tat Vayaha cha, the first initial age, etc. That is Prathama Vayas. And in that Prathama Vayasi, so Saptami Vibhakti, Sakarantaha Napumsakalingaha Saptami Vibhakti Ekavachanam. Pitam Pa iti dhatoho Kta Pratyayaha Bhutakridantaha Toyam Alpam ityadi. अत्र अकारान्तः नपुंसकलिङ्गः द्वितीयविभक्तिः एकवचनं तोयं तोये तोयानि एवमेव भवति. स्मरन्तः स्मृ चिन्तायाम् इति धातुः वर्तमानकृदन्तः शत्रुप्रत्ययः तकारान्तः स्मरत् शब्दः स्मरन् स्मरन्तौ स्मरन्तः इति रूपाणि. शिरसि अत्रापि शिरस् इति शब्दः सकारान्तः तस्य सप्तमीविभक्तिः एकवचनं. प्रथमवयसि शिरसि समानम् एवमेव भवति. निहितभाराः निहितः भारः येषां ते अत्र बहुव्रीहि समासः विद्यते. निहितभाराः मीन्स् one or those who are keeping or holding heavy weight in their heavy weight, that is the only meaning. Nihitah bharaha, load has been held by whom? Yesham. So So they are nihita bharaha. अकारान्त पुल्लिङ्गः बहुरिः समासः तत्र बहुवचनम् अस्ति अत्र. Then नराणाम् अकारान्तः पुल्लिङ्गः षष्ठीविभक्तिः बहुवचनं नरः नरो नराः. ददति लुलाय् दाने इति धातोः प्रथमपुरुष बहुवचनं. जलम् अकारान्तः नपुंसकलिङ्गः द्वितीयविभक्तिः एकवचनं. नारिकेलाः अकारान्तः पुल्लिङ्गः प्रथमाविभक्तिः बहुवचनम्. अनल्पास्वादम् अकारान्तः पुल्लिङ्गः द्वितीयविभक्तिः एकवचनम्. अनल्पास्वादम्. सिमिलर्ली आजीवितान्तम् अपि एवमेव भवति, द्वितीयविभक्तिः एकवचनं. न हि इत्यादि तत्र अव्ययं भवति. कृतं पुनः अत्रापि डुक्रिङ्करणे इति धातोः भूतकालार्थः क्त प्रत्ययः. पीतं कृतम् एवं उभयत्रापि क्त प्रत्ययः विद्यते. उपकारम् उपकारः इति शब्दः अकारान्तः पुल्लिङ्गः तस्य द्वितीयविभक्तिः एकवचनं. साधवः उकारान्तः प्रथमाविभक्तिः बहुवचनं. साधुः साधु साधवः. विस्मरन्ति वि उपसर्गसहित स्मृ धातोः परस्मैपदी लट्लकार प्रथमपुरुष बहुवचनं. विस्मरति विस्मरतः विस्मरन्ति. स्मरति स्मरतः स्मरन्ति. एवं रूपाणि भवन्ति. इदानीं द्वितीय सुभाषितं प्रति गच्छामः. I request someone to recite the Subhashita. Please raise your hands. I will give the opportunity to a few students to recite the Subhashita and also interact for the Padacheda, Anvaya, and Padapadartha, etc. So, for the first Subhashita, I did it just to give an example of how we will be going about understanding the meaning of the Subhashitas. Now, I would like to give an opportunity to you to explore or try attempting in understanding the Subhashita. Okay. So, Nalini Bhagini, can you please recite the Subhashita?
Namaste, Mahodaya. Which second one, Mahodaya?
I'm unable to hear you. Is it only me or?
I opened it.
Yes. Adhuna Shruyate.
Pratyegam. You recite, then I'll follow.
Okay. Pratyaham pratyaveksheta.
Pratyagam pratyaveksheta.
Narashcharitamātmanaha.
Narashcharitamātmanaha.
Kinnu me pashubhistulyam.
Kim nu me pashupistulyam.
Kinnu satpurushairiti.
Kim satpurushairiti.
Astu. Kimnu satpurushairiti. I think nu was no problem. Dhanyavadaha. Okay, Padmavati Bhagini, can you try to do the Padacheda?
Hello, can you hear me, sir?
Yes.
Yes, sir. Prati aham, pratyaham, prati, prat, iksheta is there. Prati, ava plus iksheta, iksheta, naraha, charitam, atmanaha, kim na me mama, pasubhihi tulyam, pasubhihi is sargasya sakaram, kim no satpurushaihi repadeshah iti.
Iti. Uttamam. Bahu samichinam. Uttamaritya padachedah krataha. Dhanyavadaha. Okay. Atra pratyaham pratyaveksheta ubhayatrapi tatra pratiti tatra sandhiya asti prati aham prati aveksheta iti param प्रतीति उपसर्गरूपेण स्वीकृत्य तत् एकमेव पदं भवति. तत्र व्याकरणविशेषे पुनः पश्यामः कथम् इत्यादि. परम् अत्र पदच्छेदः एवमस्ति. प्रत्यहं प्रत्यवेक्षेत नरः चरितम् आत्मनः किं नु मे पशुभिः तुल्यं किं नु सत्पुरुषैः इति एवम् अत्र पदच्छेदः भवति। इदानीम् अस्य अन्वयकरणं पश्यामः कथं भवति इति। नरः, इदानीम् अत्र क्रियापदं किमस्ति इति पश्यामश्चेत् प्रत्यवेक्षेत, प्रत्यवेक्षेत इत्येव क्रियापदं वर्तते। प्रत्यवेक्षेत, कः प्रत्यवेक्षेत इति प्रश्नः भवति। नरः प्रत्यवेक्षेत, कदा प्रत्यवेक्षेत? प्रत्यहं प्रत्यवेक्षेत। किं किं प्रत्यवेक्षेत? वाट् शुड् ही सी, रिव्यू और इंट्रोस्पेक्ट इति प्रश्ने कृते नरः प्रत्यहम् आत्मनः चरितं प्रत्यवेक्षेत। He has to look how his day went and how, whether he was like a satpurusha or just merely just like an animal. Then kimartham athava kim pratyaveksheta, if you again ask the question, kim nu me pashubhihi tulyam kim satpurushaihi iti pratyaham pratyaveksheta. So he has to introspect about this on a daily basis, on every day. इदानीं पश्यामः द अन्वयार्थः किं भवति इति। नरः मनुष्यः प्रत्यहं, प्रत्यहं नाम प्रतिदिनं, एव्री डे, आत्मनः स्वस्य चरितं शीलं और हिस् काण्डक्ट्, यू कैन टेक कैरेक्टर इति शीलम् इत्यस्य अर्थः भवति, परं हाउ वास् ही इन दैट डे, प्रत्यहं चरितं शीलं प्रत्यवेक्षेत, चिन्तनं कर्तव्यम् और चिन्तनीयः इत्यर्थः। किं नु मे पशुभिः तुल्यं, किं मे प्राणिभिः समानं, नाम पशुभिः, पशुः इत्युक्ते मृगः अथवा प्राणी, एनी एनिमल। सो किं सत्पुरुषैः इति, वेदर इट इज like a great man or a good person, or is it like I've just dealt my day just like an animal, इति प्रत्यहं प्रत्यवेक्षेत। भावार्थः एवं भवति, नरः प्रत्यहं स्वस्य शीलस्य विषये समीक्षां कुर्यात्, किम् अहं पशुभिः समानः अथवा किं सत्पुरुषसमानः वा इति प्रत्यहं प्रत्यवेक्षेत। Every day a man has to reflect or check his own character completely, or check his own conduct completely. Am I equal to animals or equal to good people? Evam pratyaham purushena. So here it doesn't mean naraha is a pullinga shabda, so only it has to be done by men. No, naraha is just generally saying by human beings. So every one of us should reflect upon how our day has passed by, whether we did something which is worthy, or we just merely spent our time and whiled away and we did not do anything for the betterment of ourselves. There is another subhashita or a saying that is there. Um, there's no difference between human beings and animals in certain aspects. Ahara nidra bhaya maithunani samanyam pashubhir narana. So ahara, nidra, bhaya, maithuna, all these four aspects, in this way, we all have the animal instincts, or we are all like animals. We have hunger, we eat food, we are tired, we take rest or we sleep. Ahara, nidra. Bhaya, we are scared about so many things in the world. So as also the animals are scared. And then bhaya, maithunani. Maithunam nama, to bring the next generation. All these four are very common to animals. Samanyametat pashubhir narana. Then what is that distincts or basically differentiates human beings from the animals? If you ask that question, dharmo hitesham adhiko visheshaha. Dharma, there is something called dharma which is their vaishishtya, adhiko visheshaha, dharmena hinaha, pashubhis samanaha. And if you are not following dharma, if you are not trying to uplift yourself, then you are very much equal to the dumb animals. So this is another Subhashita which says that. So if you try to connect back from that, Kimnu me pashubhis tulyam, kimnu satpurushaihi iti. How did my day go? Did I just while away my time, just acting like an animal, not even thinking of the, bigger purpose, or trying to uplift myself? Uddharet, atmana atmanam uddharet. So did I try to basically become better of myself or no? That is Satpurushaihi. Did I reflect upon being thankful to people who helped me? Like we saw in the first Subhashita, Nahi kritamupakaram sadhavo vismaranti. Sadhavaha, Satpurushaha, Shreshtaha, all these are similar. So was I able to reflect upon that and thank or be grateful to people who helped me? Or I just was like an animal? Etattu pratyaham pratyavekshita. This is something that each one of us have to do every day. It's not just once in a while, but every day. So some of us have the habit of writing a journal at the end of the day of how the day went, what all you did, what all you wanted to remember for the next, and so on. So it is just kind of an introspection or a self reflection at the end of the day. How did my day go? These Subhashitani are certain uh, words of wisdom that has come out in various granthas. There are Subhashita granthas only, which are speaking only about the Subhashitas, and there are other granthas like Hitopadesha, Panchatantram, Ramayanam, Mahabharatam, etc., from where certain shlokas have been chosen as Subhashitas because these are the words of wisdom which are very true based on the experience of our elders, and they have tried to give that in a nutshell or as a capsule. So remembering these Subhashitas will really help in leading a very good life for ourselves. So some of them give the ideal characteristics of a wise man or of a Shrestha or of a Satpurusha. Some Subhashitas give the contrary, that is, what are the characteristics of a Dushta or a Khala. It gives the example what is right, what is wrong, and it is up to us how to take that and act upon. So now let us go to the Vyakarana Vishesha or Vyakaranamshaha for this particular Subhashita. Um, Jyotsna Bhagini, can you please try say about some of these words? Oh, sorry. Okay. Yeah, Pratyaveksheta. We'll start with that.
प्रति प्लस् अवेक्षेत
Hmm.
प्रत्यवेक्षेत गुणसन्धिः अस्ति
Uh-huh.
समस्तः
Pratyaveksheta प्रथमं तत्र यण्सन्धिः अस्ति प्रति अवेक्षेत
क्षम्यतां यणसन्धिः अस्ति
अव ईक्षेत इत्यत्र गुणसन्धिः अस्ति समीचीनम्. So I'll just show it. Prati ava upasarga sahita iksha dhatuhu iksha darshane iti dhatuhu atmanepadi tasya vidhiling lakaraha aveksheta labheta vat vidhiling lakaraha prathama purushaha ekavachanam. धन्यवादाः ज्योत्स्ना भगिनी. अस्तु अनन्तरं anyway I have displayed the answer, so we'll just go over here. Pratyaham ityatra ahaha ahaha prati. So ahaha means day. So that's why you have saptahaha, navahaha, etc. So that is what is day. It's an avyayi bhava samasaha. So every day is an avyayi bhava samasa and it becomes an avyaya pratyaham. So ahaha ahaha prati, dinam dinam prati, pratidinam, etc. are all avyayi bhava samasa examples. Pratyavekshata we have seen naraha, akarantaha pullingaha, prathama vibhakti ekavachanam. Charitam, Charitam is akaranta again, napumsakalinga. Here prathama vibhakti or tritiya vibhakti. So both are possible, and in this context of the shloka or the subhashita, it is dvitiya vibhakti. Pratyaveksheta, charitam pratyaveksheta, it is dvitiya vibhakti in this case. And then atmanaha nakarantaha shashti vibhakti ekavachanam. Atman shabdasya shashti vibhakti. एवम् अग्रे पश्यामः. किम् इति मकारान्तः नपुंसकलिङ्गः प्रथमाविभक्तिः एकवचनं. किं नु मे तत्र whether was I like a satpurusha or like just an animal. So किं सत्पुरुषैः वा अथवा प्राणिवत् अहम् आसं वा इति द्रष्टव्यम् इति अत्र अर्थः. किं नु इति अव्ययं भवति. मे दकारान्तः त्रिषु लिङ्गेषु समानः. षष्टिविभक्तिः एकवचनं. मम मे मम मम वर्तनं मम चरितं पशुभिः तुल्यं वा अथवा सत्पुरुषैः इति. पशुभिः उकारान्तः तृतीयविभक्तिः बहुवचनं. तुल्यम् अत्रापि अव्ययमस्ति. सत्पुरुषैः अकारा तृतीयविभक्तिः बहुवचनम्. एवम् अस्ति. अस्तु, अग्रे सरामः अग्रिमसुभाषितं प्रति. Would like to recite? I will give Shantala Bhagini. Can you please recite? Shwete. You can go ahead and recite the Subhashita.
निन्दन्ति नीति निपुणा यदि वास्तुवन्तो लक्ष्मीः समाविशतु गच्छतु वा यथेष्टम् आदैव वा
अद्यैव
मरणम् अद्यैव वा मरणमस्तु युगान्तरे वा न्याय्यात् पतः प्रविचलन्ति पदं न धीराः.
उत्तमं, धन्यवादाः. The first one, the first word was just nindantu, not nindanti. Yes, nindantu niti nipunaha yadi va stuvantu iti. Idanim atra padachedam pashyamah. Prakash Mohini Bhagini, can you just try the padacheda? Of course, not many are there, but you can try wherever it is. Yes, correct. Niti nipunaha.
अच्छा, yes, विसर्ग लोपा.
Yes.
वा स्तुवन्तु समाविष्टु स्वर्ण दीर्घ संधि
There's no sandhi there. Sam avishatu is just kunitaksharam only. Lakshmi hi samavishatu. Yes.
यथेष्टम, it can be split as yatha ishtam.
Samichinam. Yes. Yatha ishtam yatheshtam. Yes.
Adhi eva vriddhi sandhi.
Very good.
Maranam
Maranam astu.
Maranam astu. Just a split.
Yes.
युग अंतरे स्वर्ण दीर्घ संधि न्यायी
No, it is just one word. It is just one word. There's no. Yeah, nyayat is one word.
Pravichalanti is one word.
Correct.
Padam
na dhiraha. Uttamam. Dhanyawadaha Bhagini. So you will answer. So those are the padachedas that are there in this particular subhashita. So let us see that. Nindantu niti nipunaha yadi va stuvantu lakshmihi samavishatu gacchatu va yatheshtam. So yatheshtam is also a samasta pada, and hence it is not split there, but yatha ishtam is what is there. Okay, so adya eva is where there is a sandhi cheda. Then va maranam astu, no sandhi. Yugantare va yugasya antaha yugan anyad yugam ityadi swikartum shakyate. So yugantare va न्याय्यात् पथः प्रविचलन्ति पदं न धीराः. एवम् अत्र पदच्छेदः भवति. Now let us see again here, like we saw it in the other the first Subhashita, the first three lines are trying to give some of the characteristics of what or how a particular person is. And of course, the last line also, I mean, this Subhashita is trying to give various scenarios and trying to say how a dhira will behave or how a dhira will act during different situations. So that is what is being quoted in this Subhashita. We will quickly see the Anvaya and then the Padapadartha for that. So if you see, there are various Kriya Padas in this. So let us see, I will ask one of the students, let's see, and others also can put it in the chat box as well. Shankar Mahodaya, can you try to identify the Kriya Padas in this?
सुप्रभातं महोदय
Namaste.
निन्दन्तु सुवन्तु
Yes,
गच्छतु
Nindantu,
गच्छतु
then Stuvantu is there. Next, Gachatu is there.
गच्छतु
Hmm.
समाविशतु
Okay,
प्रविचलन्ति
Pravichalanti, very good. Anything else?
यदि वा सुवन्तु लक्ष्मी यथेष्टं मध्ये वा स्मरन्तु तन्त्रे वा न्यायात् पथ प्रविचलन्ति पदं न धीराः
Astu, no problem. Astu is also another Kriya Pada which is there here.
अस्तु आम् आम्
Maranam
आम्
Astu. So these are the Kriya Padas that are there. Dhanyavadaha Mahodaya.
धन्यवादः
Okay, so next. So these are the Kriya Padas which are there. So now let us try to see how these correlate with. Okay, so the last Kriya Pada that we will use or will be the one from which we'll start asking the questions is Pravichalanti. We can take that. Pravichalanti is as the base Kriya Pada for the sentence if you want to do. As to, then you can ask Ke na pravichalanti. Ke pravichalanti. You can say dhiraha na pravichalanti. Na pravichalanti is what we can take it together. Then you can ask as to kim na pravichalanti or what and so on. If you keep on asking those questions, न्यायात् पथः न प्रविचलन्ति किमर्थं कदा इत्यादि प्रश्नान् कुर्मः चेत् यदि नीतिनिपुणाः निन्दन्तु अथवा स्तुवन्तु यदि लक्ष्मीः समाविशतु अथवा गच्छतु यथेष्टं लक्ष्मीः आगच्छतु वा गच्छतु अथवा यदि मरणम् अद्यैव अस्तु अथवा युगान्तरे वा अस्तु न्यायात् पथः पदम् एकमपि पदं न धीराः प्रविचलन्ति. That's how the Anvaya would come up. So we'll see that now. Nidi nipunaha nindantu va yadi va stuvantu. So the yadi can be taken in consideration with all the padas basically. Yadi niti nipunaha nindantu athava stuvantu iti. Lakshmihi yadi Lakshmihi samavishatu va yatheshtam gachatu. Va again you can add va also there. Then yadi adyaiva va maranam astu yugantare va धीराः न्याय्यात् पथः padam na pravichalanti. So that is the Anvaya for this Subhashita. Let us see the Anvayartha and understand in detail. Niti nipunaha. Niti nipunaha nama nitigyaha shastrajnaha iti svikartum shakyate. People who are experts in the ethics or morale and so on. Maybe you can think of great people who follow who follow the dharma shastra, dharma sutras, etc., or the niti puras, who are exponents in the niti shastra. So niti shastra gyaha nindantu dushayantu, if they at all scold or basically say something is not right, if they criticize basically, or stuvantu prashamsam kurvantu, or if they do the prashamsa that wow, you are doing a wonderful job, or you say someone says no, you're Nindantu niti nipunaha athava stuvantu. In either of the cases, Lakshmihi nama sampat or Shrihi the wealth, samavishatu athava yatheshtam gachatu. Samavishatu agachatu. Whether you will become wealthy or you will receive money, or if um, someone confiscates your money, all your wealth, nashtava bhavatu yatheshtam gachatu. Adyaiva maranamastu. If at all the marana is there just today, or idanimeva maranam bhavet athava uta anyasmin yuge, or after another yuga. Okay, irrespective of that, all these are the circumstances. Irrespective of all these, nyayat pathaha dhiraha vichakshanaha, brave men, wise people, vichakshanaha, nyayat nyayochitat pathaha. Pathaha is Panchavibhakti here, margat. So from the righteous path, they will not even move even a single step away from the righteous path. Kadapi na vichalanti. Do not deviate even a single step from the righteous path. So this is the Subhashita, which is saying how the dhiraha or the vichakshanaha, the courageous, the righteous people will behave. Very important thing to note in today's world, due to so many circumstances, even though we want to be on the righteous path, we will not be able to follow it 100%. We will not be able to follow it fully, because maybe there could be various reasons that if you are truthful, you may lose a business, you may lose some money. If you are really sincere, someone may also criticize you for that, etc. So all these are possible, and hence here the Subhashitakara is saying the dhiraha, the great people, will never ever deviate even a single step from the righteous path, irrespective of whether if they are criticized, or if they are being praised by, or if they get wealth, or if the wealth is going away, or even if the last, that if you say this truth you will be killed, even if anyone says so, adyevava maranamastu yugantareva, I will never deviate from the righteous path. Nyayat pataha padamekam apina pravichalami. This is the way the dhiraha, the vichakshanaha will think about. Niti shastrajnaha nindantu va prashamsam kurvantu va lakshmihi agachatu va gachatu maranam kadapi va bhavatu adyeva va yugantare va vichakshanaha nyayochitat pathaha kadapi na vichalanti. So it's a very difficult task. The same Subhashitakara Bhartrhari in his another Subhashita says, Asidhara vratamidam. So being on the righteous path is like walking on the blade of a sword. It is very delicate and it is very dangerous. That means to say, even if you are a bit not focusing, it will cut your feet basically. So Asidhara vratamidam. So what that also means is, in our Sanatana Dharma and in all these works of the Subhashita or etc., wherever we see, the prime thing that is being showed or even maybe expressed is, of the four Purusharthas, that is Dharmartha, Kama, Mokshas, the ultimate goal of the human life is to uplift ourselves, to become enlightened. How do you do that? Is by following the righteous path, by learning the right knowledge, by doing the dharma karya, etc. So another Subhashita which I can recollect in this context is, Ajaramaravat prajnaha vidyam artham cha sadhayet grihita iva kesheshu mrutyuna dharma macharet. It is said that we have to earn and learn as though we don't have any old age or we don't have death. Ajara maravat, amaravat, that you're immortal. So study, you earn as though you don't have an end in this life. But when it comes to the dharma, when it comes to following the righteousness, then it is grihita iva kesheshu mrityuna dharma macharet. You imagine that Yamadharma Raja is holding you by your head or basically your hair, and he is asking you to do the dharma every second. So we should do the dharma without fail. So that is the gist of this particular Subhashita. So let us see the Vyakaranamsha here. I'll again give opportunity to students to tell which form it is, which word, and so on. Jairam Mahodaya, can you please um, try to answer the first one? Nindantu.
निन्दन्तु लोट् लकारः
Samichinam.
एक प्रथमपुरुषः बहुवचनं
Uttamam. Very good. So nindantu nind iti dhatuhu nidi kutsayam iti dhatuhu lotlakara prathama purusha bahuvachanam. Dhanyavadaha Mahodaya. Well answered.
महोदय राम राम
Ram Ram. So Gopal Krishnan Mahodaya, can you answer the next one? Niti nipunaha.
नीति निपुणाः शास्त्रज्ञाः
Ha.
बहुवचनं
Samichinam.
नीति निपुणः नीति निपुणः.
That's right. Akarantaha pulingaha bahuvachanam. That is right. The word itself, niti nipuna, is a compound word. One who is an exponent or expert in the niti. So of the niti also you can take. So nitehe nipunaha. So that is a Shashti Tatpurusha Samasa here. Dhanyavadaha. All right. Astu. Then Yadi and Va are the avyayas. So I will just go by that. Then Stuvantu. Next, let us see. Amita Bhargava, can you answer this? Stuvantu.
स्तुवन्तु स्तु धातुः लोट् लकारः प्रथमपुरुष बहुवचनम्.
Very good. Okay. Pratama Purusha Bahuvachanam. Shtuñ stutau iti dhatu. Stu iti dhatuः इति स्वीकर्तुं शक्यते. तस्य लोट्लकार प्रथमपुरुष बहुवचनम्. अस्तु. धन्यवादाः. Okay. The next one, Lakshmihi, is ikarantah strilingaha. Prathama vibhaktihi ekavachanam. Lakshmihi. So that is the only peculiarity that you will have to remember. In the ikaranta shabdas, strilinga shabdas, you have nadi shabda also. Then ikaranta shabda is there, mati shabda is there, for example. So both all these three words are strilinga shabdas only. Matihi is the form where it comes for ikaranta strilinga shabda. When it comes to ikaranta, the two forms are there. One is two different types. Nadi shabda, there is no visarga at the end. For Lakshmi or Shri, for example, Shrihi is the Prathama Vibhakti Ekavachanam and Lakshmihi is the Prathama Vibhakti Ekavachanam. So remember about this shabda, that it is the visarga is there at the beginning. Astu. And next see the next set of words. Samavishatu. Rajini Bhagini, can you answer this?
This is also lot lakar samavishat.
Samichinam. Sam upasarga sahita, a upasarga sahita. So sam, a. So two upasargas are there.
Pratham purush ekvachan.
Samichinam. Prathama purushaha ekavachanam. Dhanyavadaha. Then those who have got a chance, please lower your hands so that I can call out new students. Others, please raise your hand so that I can give an opportunity for you to speak and try to answer some of the questions. Anuradha Bhagini, you can answer the next one. Yetheshtam.
यथेष्टं व्याकरणंश यथेष्टम् is अव्यय यथा इष्टं and samasa also.
Yeah, there is also samasa. I will just tell about it. It's a avyayi bhava samasa. So ishtam anatikramya. Yeah, ishtam anatikramya means
Ishtamati.
uh, by her own will or desire, basically. Lakshmihi agachatu va gachatu yatheshtam, on its own will, basically. That is the meaning of that. Astu,
Gunasandhi is
dhanyawad.
there. Yatha ishtam.
Yes, yatha ishtam gunasandhi is there. Yes, dhanyawadaha.
Gunasandhi. Dhanyawad.
Okay, next let us see adyaiva and then na. So that is both are avyayas. Adya eva na, all three are avyaya words. Maranam is straightforward. Akarantaha napumsakalingaha. Um, Prathama Vibhakti and Dvitiya Vibhakti both are possible, but here in the context it is Prathama Vibhakti. Adyaiva va maranam astu. So it is here, it is Prathama Vibhakti. And then Gachatu is Gamlagatau, Parasmaipadi, Lotlakara, Prathama Purusha, Ekavachanam. So in this Subhashita, if you see, all the words or all the verbs are in the Lotlakara. So that means say, if at all, if this happens, if this, what about this? In any case, Nyayat Pathaha, Padam na Pravichalanti. So there it is the Latlakara. So let's see the remaining things. It's simpler. Astu again is Lotlakara. Then we have Yugantare, Anyat Yugam, Yugantaram, Tasmin. So Anyat Yugam. So another Yuga, that is what is also. Um, Here also there is a Avyayi Bhava Samasa that is there. And in Yugantare is specifically used in Saptami Vibhakti, and hence it is Yugantare Saptami Vibhakti. Then Nyayat Pathaha, Nyayat Anapetam Nyayam Tasmat, Nyayat Pathaha. So Nyayat is whatever is in the Nyaya Marga, or one which is not been away from the Nyaya. So that is what is Nyayat Arthaha. Pathaha is Nakaranta Shabda, Pathin Shabda. Tasya Panchami Bhaktihi Ekavachanam Pathaha Pravichalanti. Pra Vi Upasarga Sahita Chal Dhatuhu Chalagato Pravichalanti iti Rupam Bhavati. And then Padam Dhiraha. Again here, Padam is Akaranta Napumsakalinga Shabda. Padam na Pravichalanti. So here, in the based on the context, it will be Dvitiya Bhakti, but Vyakarana Ritya, Prathama and Dvitiya both are possible here. Dhiraha. Dhiraha is courageous men. Dhi, or who have a strong hold on their intellect or on their mind. So that is Dhiraha. Akarantaha Pullingaha Prathama Bhakti Bahuvachanam. Dhiraha Padam Ekam Apina Pravichalanti. They will not even move away from the Nyaya Marga, irrespective of whatever the circumstances may be. Okay, so that covers the first three Subhashitas um, that are there, along with the Padapadartha, then Bhavartha, etc. Hope you are able to understand the meanings of these three Subhashitas. So now, okay, so I will now open up for question and answer. So I will lower everyone's hands. So if you have any specific questions from the class today and want to get that answered, please raise your hands and you can ask your doubts. What I would request also in the meantime is please make your own notes, though these slides will be available for the lessons like Subhashitas or Subhashitani, etc. Preparing your own notes will be very helpful. For example, some more aspects that you can add upon to these is, after you tell the Bhavartha, you can also have or think about an instance or a short example or an anecdote where you had seen or you had realized some elements of this Subhashita. Or you can quote similar Subhashitas on the same lines. Like while explaining, I gave an example of Ahara Nidra Bhayamaithunani, for example. You can, based on your learning, based on different languages also, you would have heard a similar thought in your mother tongue, maybe in Tamil, in Kannada, or even in Hindi or any other language. Once you relate to that Subhashita, you just note down that similar Subhashita, similar quotes or even in English, you can find some sayings. You can note those down. So that will be a very helpful tool in remembering the concept of that particular Subhashita. And also, when you are explaining to someone else, you can interlink the context with the Subhashita with another quotation and so on. So that way you can create a very good notes for yourself. And another aspect that is yet not covered here is the Amara Kosha. So for whichever word you feel uh, ideally you should do for each of the words that come across you come across there, but whichever interests you, just quickly open Amara Kosha, refer to that particular word and see what are the similar meanings or the synonyms of that word. So that will enhance your vocabulary and learning also. Astu, now I will open up for the question and answers. Jyotsna Bhagini, can you ask your question?
पूर्वस्मिन् स्लैड् मध्ये
Hmm.
न्याय्यात् द्वित्वं यकारमस्ति वा
Satyam. Nyayat is Dvitvam asti.
भवितुमर्हति खलु?
Nyayat is a Dvitva only. I think that is probably missed. I will
अस्तु अस्तु
correct it. Yeah.
धन्यवादः.
Yeah. Astu. Um, Next one, Nalini Bhagini, you can ask your question.
Mahodaya, Sahayam, you given the word
Mhm.
Sahayam or Sahayam. Yeah, double
Yeah,
L.
there also it's a double yakara that comes there. Sahayam,
Nyayam.
Nyayam. Yes, both
Astu,
places
astu.
double ya is there.
Okay, Dhanyavad.
Dhanyawadaha. Okay, there are also a few questions in the chat box. I'm also reading those now. So one is um, about Lakshmi, hi, Shri, hi, etc. Is there any way to identify it? Yeah, if it is a Sanyuktakshara there, so that is Lakshmi, hi, Ksha, Ma, Sanyuktakshara is there, Shri, also there is a Sanyuktakshara. In such cases, you will get that Visarga in the Ikaranta Strilinga Shabda. So the ending letter, if it is having Sanyuktakshara, usually you get that Visarga. So you can think about that. Okay. Um, what is animal in Sanskrit? Mrigaha, Pashuhu, anything you can use. So that is what is animal in Sanskrit. Kimnume Pashubhis Tulyam. Pashu is the animal. Okay. Next, there was another question. Nihita Bharaha. Um, okay. So, so actually here to the Vigraha should have been actually Nihitaha Bharaha Yaihi. That would be a better one. It should be Tritiya Bahuvrihi. Or another way to say is Yesham um, Yesham Bharaha Nihitaha. So of whom also you can think in one way, where because of which you can also get a Shashtyartha, but predominantly the right way would be to have Tritiya, because the load is being held upon or borne by. So that's how it will be. So that probably answers that question. Okay, so let us see if there is any other question. Mm. Uh, so for three, it is not. Yeah, of course, there will be a few exceptions there in Vyakarana Ritya Iti Pashyamaha, but based on your experience and practice, you will get to know which words would have that Visarga there. Okay, last question maybe. Gopal Krishna Mahodaya, you can ask your question.
Ram. This
Namaste.
Nihita word,
Correct.
what is the basal root?
Uh, okay, so um, you want the dhatu of the word nihita, right? Okay.
Yes, dhatu.
Okay, I will share that. Just give me a moment. I need to just check 1 second just to confirm before I answer. Yeah. Dhanyawadaha. I will tell about that. I'll include that in the slide for tomorrow and I mean for the next class, and I will explain about that. So, but nihita is again there is the pratyaya of the kritanta that is there. Nihitaha iti. So it is basically ni upasarga sahita um, hita it is itself is a dhatu, but I need to see the exact one that is there. Astu, dhanyawadaha. Okay, so with that we will conclude today's class. So this week we will be completely focusing on the subhashitani, the padapadartha, etc., and then the bhavarthas and the vyakaranamsha, etc. So now I would ask you to do is what I would ask you to do is, as a practice or a homework, work on the next subhashitas. Try to do the padacheda and anvaya. Try to come up with the anvaya for the next subhashitas, maybe next 3 to 4 subhashitas for the next class, so that during the class it will be easier for you to try out or even answer it. So with that we will conclude today's class. Sarvebhyaha ram ram ram. Punaha budhavasare milamah. Namo namaha.